Hello, welcome to Physical Media Room. In today's video, we're going to be ranking all of the Christmas movies I've ever seen. Some really good, some really bad. On the tier list, we have everything from the best Christmas movie ever made. So this spot is going to be saved for one movie that I think is just the absolute best Christmas movie. And then, of course, we have S tier, A tier, B tier, and then we skip all the way down to F tier. Now, I may have a few hot takes on this list for y'all. Some of y'all's favorite Christmas movies I may be rating a little bit lower than you would expect, but there's also going to be a lot of as expected movies on the high tier and low tier. So let's get right into it. So the first movie that we're going to talk about now, this is a movie that I hold a lot of nostalgia for because we watched it pretty much every year at Christmas. That's I'll Be Home for Christmas. So this one, like I said, it holds a lot of nostalgia for me, so it's going to be maybe a lot higher than where you would put it. I'm not even sure how popular of a Christmas movie this really is, or if this was just something I watched growing up. But I'm going to put I'll Be Home for Christmas in A tier because it holds a lot of nostalgia for me, and I really enjoy this movie. The next one we're talking about is Dear Santa. Now, this is a pretty new movie. I think it came out last year, starring Jack Black. And I really didn't like this movie very well. It definitely was a little funny at times, but I just don't think there's enough redeeming factors about this movie to rate it very high. So I am going to put this one in the F tier. Next up, we have some good classic, like animation Christmas movies, ones that we probably all grew up watching every single Christmas. These are a lot of TV specials that came out. And the first one we're going to be talking about is The Year Without a Santa Claus. So I really like The Year Without a Santa Claus. I actually didn't watch this one until a little bit later in my life. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this one also into A tier. I'll be putting this one right above I'll Be Home for Christmas. And then next up we have Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Now this is kind of like an origin story of Santa Claus. I really enjoyed this one as well. It's not quite high enough to be an S tier either, but I'm gonna put this one right below The Year Without a Santa Claus. Now we're coming up on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which growing up, this was probably my absolute favorite Christmas movie. I love Rudolph. I love the story. It's one of my favorite Christmas songs too. So Rudolph is going to have to be our first S tier movie. I just think this is one of the best animated Christmas movies, and it definitely deserves its spot in S tier. Now we have another pretty new one called 8-Bit Christmas, and this is starring Neil Patrick Harris, and I was actually pretty surprised by how good this movie was. So this is basically Neil Patrick Harris is telling the story to his kids of when he was younger and he was trying to get an original Nintendo for Christmas right when they were coming out. And it's about all the shenanigans and things that they went through to get it. And of course, being a Christmas movie, it has a really good message by the end of the movie. And I was, like I said, really surprised by this one and really appreciated it. It's probably going to be one that I watch pretty much every year now, and I'm actually going to put this one into S tier. I really enjoyed it. Next up is Frosty the Snowman. Frosty the Snowman is an absolutely great Christmas cartoon. I love this movie. Yet again, it was one of my favorites growing up. I watched it every single year alongside with Rudolph. And Frosty the Snowman, has to go into S tier, but I'm going to put it just below Rudolph. We also have Spirited, which is also another newer Christmas movie with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. This is a musical Christmas movie, and I really enjoyed it. A lot of the songs are really good. The message of the story is really good. I liked the kind of spin on the Christmas Carol story. And I'm also going to put this one at A tier, at the top of A tier, because I really enjoyed it. And if you haven't watched this one yet, definitely give it a shot. It was a really good Christmas movie. Now we're getting on to the Christmas Carol movies, and I'm going to rate the uh, this one first. So I'm only ranking two of the Christmas Carol movies, so the ones that I probably watched the most. And the first Christmas Carol I'm going to rate is the one of the older ones. It was I believe the British version of it, and it was really good. And I love the Christmas Carol stories, and this one is also going to have to go in A tier, right under Spirited. But then you have the A Christmas Carol starring Jim Carrey, and this one is animated, and this is probably to me, the definitive version of A Christmas Carol. It's the one, without a doubt, that I watch every single Christmas. I think that Jim Carrey does really good with his voice acting in this one, and this is definitely my favorite iteration of A Christmas Carol. It definitely has some pretty creepy scenes, as most Christmas Carol movies do, but this one kind of stands above the rest for me. So this one is going to go into S tier, right below Frosty the Snowman. This is, like I said, my favorite version of A Christmas Carol, and it was just done really well. All right, now we have Violent Night, which is a very different kind of Christmas movie. It's starring David Harbour as Santa Claus, and it's basically he's delivering his presents one night when a group of mercenaries basically break into this house, and it's all about Santa Claus going through and just basically wrecking these guys. And it's such a good movie. Definitely going to be one that I start watching every year now. A really good action Christmas movie. I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to place this one in A tier, just above A Christmas Carol. And that's only because I still like the story of A Christmas Carol more, but I wanted to put the Jim Carrey one up there higher because that's my favorite one. And then now we have our first, probably like true Christmas horror movie, and that is Krampus. Now, I really enjoyed Krampus. This is kind of like a dark comedy Christmas movie. There's some really good performances in it, especially from the actress Toni Collette. She does a great job in this movie. And this one is just fun, and it's creepy. It's got everything you could want from a Krampus movie, and I really enjoyed this one. So this one is actually also going to go into S tier. Now we're talking about the Santa Claus movies. Now, I have a lot of nostalgia, especially for the first two Santa Claus movies. Yet again, we watched these every single year growing up, and I absolutely love these Christmas movies. The original Santa Claus is definitely going to get a spot in S tier. I'm going to put this one in between Rudolph and Frosty because I just like it so much. And then we have the second Santa Claus movie, which wasn't quite as good, but I still really, really enjoyed this one. And the whole idea of Santa Claus having to get married before Christmas to continue being Santa Claus, and how they made this clone of him while he's away and he's like trying to ruin Christmas. It's just a really good story and a really fun Christmas movie. So I'm going to also put this one in S tier. Now we have Santa Claus 3, which is definitely my least favorite of them. I genuinely just don't like this movie. I think that after the first two, this one was just a big disappointment. It wasn't really that funny, and I think they had just played out all that they could with this storyline. So I'm going to put this one also in F tier. I will put it above Dear Santa because I think it at least deserves that, but it's definitely an F tier movie and not one that I rewatch really ever. I've probably only seen it a couple times already. Next up is Jingle All the Way. This one may surprise some people, but this one is not really one of my favorite Christmas movies. This is going to be our first one going into B tier. So it's not horrible, and I still enjoyed the movie. I still think it's funny, but it's just not high enough to get into A tier or S tier because there's a lot of better Christmas movies that I want to watch around this time of year than Jingle All the Way. Okay, I'm gonna skip past the Grinch movies for now, because I want to save those for a little bit later in the video. But next up, we have Christmas with the Cranks, and yet again, this is another very disappointing movie. Yeah, I feel like I maybe should have some nostalgia for it because my family watched this every year growing up, but it's just really not a very good Christmas movie to me. I definitely there's a lot of other Christmas movies I'd rather watch than this one. I almost want to put it in B tier, but I'm gonna put it in F tier because I just don't really think there's anything that redeeming about this movie. So I'm gonna leave that down there in F tier. Next up, we have Gremlins. Now, I love Gremlins and I love Steven Spielberg movies, and I am kind of one of those people that I don't think this as much of a genuine Christmas movie. I don't always watch it around Christmas. I watch it different times of the year. But just ranking it as a movie in general, though, I'm gonna have to put this one in the A tier, just below Spirited. I really like the Gremlins, but it's definitely around the holiday season, not one that I'm always on board to watch. Like I said, I watch it different times throughout the year, not always around Christmas. But yeah, I'm gonna keep that one in A tier. Next up, we have probably the most of a horror movie of all of these on here, and that is Terrifier 3. So, if you're watching this video because you want to hear about a whole bunch of wholesome Christmas movies and see them ranked, this is not a wholesome Christmas movie. This is a horror movie, and it is very gory, so it's not for the faint of heart, but if you've seen any more of my channel, you know I love horror movies, and whenever you combine genres like horror and Christmas, I really enjoy it. And just because I love the Terrifier movies so much, and this was probably my favorite Terrifier movie, it's gonna go up into S tier. Okay, now we're to the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation movies. Now, you may not know there were two of these movies, and we're going to start with the first one, though. The first National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is absolutely one of my favorite Christmas movies. It is absolutely hilarious. Chevy Chase in it is great. And this is definitively probably my favorite National Lampoon's movie. And this one is going to go into S tier at the highest spot on S tier for now, just because I love this movie so much. This is one that, without a doubt, I watch every single Christmas and I never miss it. But now that gets us into National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2. And I don't even know if you've heard of this one because some people probably haven't even seen this one, but it does not have Chevy Chase in it. It's all about Uncle Eddie and his family, and it just wasn't as good. It was actually just a genuinely bad movie, and definitely this one is going into F tier, and it's going to go to the bottom of F tier because I think this is one of the worst Christmas movies I've ever seen. Next up is A Christmas Story. Now, this one might surprise some of you because I didn't watch this one a lot growing up. It's definitely not one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's not one that I watch like every year. I do still think it's a good movie, but it's just not definitely not one of my favorite Christmas movies. And I'm gonna go ahead and actually put this one in B tier. I will put it above Jingle All the Way because I do think it's a better movie than that. But it's just not one that holds a lot of nostalgia for me. It's not one that I have to watch every Christmas, but I do understand why people love this movie. Next up is probably another really hot take, and that is on Home Alone. This movie is just, yet again, not one of those movies I watch every single Christmas. I truly understand why people love it, but it just doesn't really hit for me. And this one is also going to go in B tier, but probably the top of B tier for now. Um, then we have a Charlie Brown's Christmas. Now, this is yet again one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. I love the story. It's just pulls on your heartstrings so much. I almost tear up and cry almost every time I watch this movie. Charlie Brown's Christmas is definitely one of the best Christmas cartoons that I remember from growing up. I still don't like it quite as much as Rudolph, but it's going to earn its spot right there below Rudolph in S tier. And now we have Klaus. This is also a pretty new one, and I think the animation in this is beautiful. I think the story is great, but it still doesn't hold that. Uh, it doesn't hold up enough for me to put it into S tier. So we're gonna put this one kind of as a high A tier. Like I said, I do really enjoy this movie, and I know a lot of people probably rate this one a lot higher, but this is where it falls on my tier list. Okay, now we have a couple more horror movies, and that is the two Black Christmas movies. We have the original one from 1974. Now, I do want to say one of my favorite things about this movie is just the fact that this is one of the earliest slasher movies. Some people even call it the first slasher movie. It came out before, Halloween. It came out before Friday the 13th. It came out right around the same time as Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So this is one of the earlier slasher films, and I really did enjoy it, especially combining that with a Christmas movie. So this one is going to go into A tier, but near the bottom of A tier. But now we have the 2006 remake of Black Christmas. Now, I don't think this one was as good by any means. Did still have some enjoyment for me, and I think it was an okay retelling of the story. And so this is going to go near the bottom of B tier for me. Um, Here we have another pretty new Christmas movie called The Holdovers, and this is starring Paul Giamatti. This was a really heartfelt and really good Christmas movie. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the acting very well. This one is going to rank pretty high for me, up in the S tier. Maybe not the highest S tier, but I'm going to put it right above 8-Bit Christmas there. I really like this movie, and if you haven't seen it, definitely give it a shot. Now, this isn't one you have to watch around Christmas time because it is definitely a Christmas movie. It takes place during Christmas, but you can get a lot out of it from watching it almost any time of the year. Okay, now we're going to talk about The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, this is going to be another one of my hot takes. I already know this is probably going to make a lot of people upset, but I'm going to have to say I just don't hold as much nostalgia for this as a lot of people because I didn't watch it until I was older, and it's just definitely not one that I have to watch every Christmas. I do have a lot of friends that really enjoy it though, so anytime they want to watch it, I'm definitely down to watch it with them. It's got some really good songs in it, some really good animation, and I do still really appreciate it, but this one is going to go into the B tier for me, but it's going to go above Home Alone. Yet again, probably two more hot takes here. Okay, so we're going to start with Die Hard. I'm going to be the first to say I don't think this is a Christmas movie, and I know I'm going to have people battling probably over this. People are always talking about it every single year. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I don't really feel like it is. It doesn't have that Christmas feeling, uh, and it just pretty much takes place around Christmas. But I do love Die Hard. The first Die Hard is definitely the best of the series, and I'm still going to rank this one pretty high. Let's do in the top of A tier, because I really like the Die Hard movies, but yet again, I don't really feel like it's a Christmas movie. Now we're going to talk about Polar Express. So, Polar Express is probably for a lot of people one of their favorite Christmas movies of all time. But I did not watch this one when I was younger. I didn't watch it until I was a good bit older. Actually, I think within the past couple Christmases. But this one, I truly understand why people think this is one of the best Christmas movies ever, but it just really doesn't rank that highly for me because there's a lot of other Christmas movies I'd rather watch around Christmas. So this one is going to go also into B tier for me, right below Home Alone. So Sorry if you like that movie, but that is my ranking of it, and I stand by it. But like I said, I do understand why people love that movie. Okay, we're getting down to the last five movies now. That means that one of these movies I am going to be titling the greatest Christmas movie ever made, and then we're gonna rank the rest alongside all the other movies. Let me go ahead and get the Grinch movies out of the way, and I'm gonna go kind of in reverse order here, starting with the newest Grinch movie from 2018 by Illumination. I feel like the animation in this was great, and it still stayed true to the original Grinch story, and I did really enjoy it. So this one is going to go up into A tier. So it's going to be a high A tier movie, but it's definitely not my favorite Grinch movie. Obviously, the original is. But next up is the Jim Carrey iteration of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And I truly do like this movie. I know it's not one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time or anything like that, but I think as a live action Grinch movie, you really can't get anybody better than Jim Carrey to star in this movie. And this one is going to go also into A tier, but I'm going to put it in the highest slot in A tier because I do really enjoy this movie. Um, but I definitely do get some of the complaints people have about this movie. Next up, though, we have the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and oh man, what a great Christmas movie. This one is probably the animated Christmas movie we watched the most growing up as a kid. I absolutely love this movie, and this one is going to obviously be an S tier, but I'm going to put it right below National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation because I just love that movie so much. Now we're on the final two movies between Elf and It's a Wonderful Life. So I'm going to rank Elf first. Obviously, everybody knows what Elf is. I love this movie. I love Will Ferrell. This is an absolutely hilarious movie. So many quotable lines in this that I quote throughout the year and not just around Christmas time. And this one is going to go up into S tier in the highest S tier spot. I absolutely love Elf. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. And yeah, so that brings us to It's a Wonderful Life. And as you can see, the best Christmas movie ever made slot is still open, and that's where It's a Wonderful Life is going. This movie is absolutely heartwarming. It's exactly the feeling I want to get out of a Christmas movie. I cry at the end of this movie every time I watch it, without a doubt. I watch this every single year. I usually wait till closer to Christmas unless I'm watching it more than once. I absolutely love It's a Wonderful Life, and I truly think that this is the best Christmas movie ever made. So that is my tier list of all of the Christmas movies I've ever seen. So let me know what your favorite Christmas movie of all time is, and let me know what you agreed with, what you didn't agree with. And if you enjoyed the video and made it all the way to the end, please subscribe because it'll really help me out. And as always, remember that physical media is forever.